Hey there, and welcome. Today we are diving into something incredibly simple but also ridiculously powerful. It's a mental tool that's all about crushing hesitation and getting you to actually do the thing. You ready? Let's jump in. So let me ask you something. Have you ever had a really good idea? Like a flash of inspiration? Maybe it's to speak up in a meeting, or finally go to the gym, or just make that phone call you've been putting off. And then you just pause. You hesitate. And poof. Just like that. The moment's gone, and the idea with it. Well, it turns out that window of opportunity is tiny. We're talking 5 seconds. Seriously, that's it. You have about 5 seconds before your brain slams on the emergency brake and basically kills that impulse dead in its tracks. So let's talk about what's actually happening in that little window. It's like your brain has this built-in kill switch for action. And if we want to get past it, we first have to understand how it works.
You see, hesitation isn't just you taking a second to think. Nope, it's actually a signal, a big flashing red light to your brain that says, whoa, potential risk ahead. Your brain's number one job is to keep you safe, right? So when it sees that signal, it floods you with a million excuses and fears to keep you right where you are, safe, but also stuck.
Okay, so how in the world do you fight back against your own brain's kill switch? Well, the answer is kind of cool, and it comes from a pretty unexpected place. Rocket science. And this isn't some complex theory from a lab. It was discovered by someone at their absolute lowest point. So the person we're talking about is Mel Robbins, and she was going through a really tough time. I mean, struggling just to get out of bed in the morning, kind of tough. Then one night, she's watching TV and sees a rocket launch, and she hears that iconic countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and something just clicks. So the very next morning, instead of hitting snooze for the 10th time, she just tried it. She counted backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then, like a rocket, she physically launched herself out of bed. And you know what? It actually worked. That one tiny action was the start of a massive change. Okay, so here's the nuts and bolts of how it works. It's so simple, it's almost silly. The second you have an instinct, a goal, an idea, and you feel that hesitation starting to creep in, that's your cue. You immediately start counting down, out loud or in your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the most important part. The second you hit 1, you have to physically move. No thinking, just moving. Get up, walk over, start typing, whatever it is. And this quote from Mel Robbins herself just nails it. That 5-second window, think of it like a battleground. On one side, you have your goals and dreams. On the other, you have your brain's instincts screaming, stay safe, don't do it. And that physical movement, that's your secret weapon. It's how you make sure your goals win the fight. I know what you might be thinking. Okay, that sounds like a cute motivational trick. But there is some serious brain science behind why this works. It's basically a way to hack your own brain's programming. It's a tool for metacognition, thinking about your thinking. So let's get into the why behind this countdown. Okay, so think of your brain as having 2 different managers. You've got the limbic system, that's your autopilot. It's fast, it's emotional, it's all about instincts and keeping you safe from saber-toothed tigers, even if those tigers are just an awkward conversation. Then you have the prefrontal cortex, that's the CEO, the decision maker. It handles focus, planning, and deliberate action. When you hesitate, the autopilot manager takes the wheel. The 5-second rule is like a manual override that yanks control back and gives it to the CEO. So here's what's happening under the hood. That countdown literally interrupts your brain's bad habits. You know, the endless loop of worry and procrastination. It also creates something called activation energy. It's that little jolt you need to overcome inertia. Plus, the act of counting itself forces the decision-making part of your brain to wake up and take charge. And maybe the most powerful thing, it teaches you that your feelings don't have to be in the driver's seat. You can act on your goals even if you don't feel like it. All right. So we've got the science down. We know why it works. Now for the fun part. Let's look at how this tiny trick can create massive change in the real world. And honestly, you can apply this to pretty much anything. We're talking about the small stuff, like finally getting out of bed without hitting snooze, or actually going to the gym. But it's also for the big stuff inside your head, like shutting down that negative voice or beating back anxiety. And then there's courage, using it to speak up in meetings, have that tough conversation, or just build up your confidence, one countdown at a time. This right here is probably the biggest takeaway. If you wait until you feel like it, you'll be waiting forever. Motivation is a myth. It comes and goes. This rule is about something much more reliable, action. It's a tool that lets you act on what you truly want, not just how you feel in the moment.
You don't have to feel ready, you just have to do it. And this whole thing is about so much more than just ticking boxes off a to-do list. Every single time you use this rule, you're doing more than just getting something done. You're actually building a muscle. You're building the muscle of everyday courage.
And when you keep at it, these benefits start to snowball. It starts with stopping procrastination, sure, but that builds real, solid self-confidence. And getting more done leads to developing some serious mental resilience. It all adds up, creating this incredible upward spiral. This is really the secret sauce. Real change doesn't happen overnight. It starts with one small win. Every time you use the rule and act, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. You're building self-trust. Do that for a week, and suddenly you've got momentum. A month of this, you're not just trying a trick anymore. You're literally rewiring your brain and building brand new habits.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the theory, but knowing this stuff is useless without doing it. So I want to leave you with a challenge, a way to take this from an idea to a real-life experiment, and it starts right now. Right now, think of one small thing. Just one. Something you've been putting off. Could be anything. Sending an email, cleaning that one corner of your room, making a phone call. Got it? Okay. The very next time that thing pops into your head, your mission is simple. Don't analyze it. Don't debate it. Just start the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Physically move. Because when you boil it all down, your entire life is built on these tiny 5-second moments, these little windows of decision. You are always one decision away from a totally different path. So I'll leave you with this question. What are you going to do in the next 5 seconds?